Hey guys, HandBananaPvP here with another guide video for you today. I did a poll a while back on which weapons between, I believe I did longbow, shortbow, and spear won out of big time. Spear was definitely the most voted. So I know a couple weeks back I was saying I was going to do a spear guide. It got a little delayed because of the Twitch drops and all that stuff, but I am happy to say that the spear guide is finished. And I'm going to go over as many things as I possibly can about the spear. I'm going to try to make it as detailed as possible. We're going to go over the attributes, the skills, all that stuff. And with that being said, right here, agility, going full agility is going to be the optimal build for the spear. Agility, it gives you all the damage that you need, and the skills of spear, which we'll go over here in a little while, they are all piercing damage based. So you want to get like your piercing damage as high as you possibly can. Mine's at 1866. It could be even higher. I have like a soul piercer that has like a low agility roll and a low piercing damage roll. So you can get this piercing damage all the way up to almost like 2000 if you get a really good roll on your spear. So yeah, you want to go 100% damage. You want to go 100% agility in your attributes. And you're going to want to wear the Carnifex armor set, which is the medium armor set. And that's all for attributes and gear, really. Let's get into the skills. So for skills on the spear, you have Lugh's March here, which is like, you know, the bread and butter of spear. Is an 8-second cooldown. It removes CC. It also gives you a defense buff, which is really awesome. And it blocks arrows as well. Overhead strike, it's a quick little strike. It's like on a 6-second cooldown. And then you also have Conqueror's Gift, which is also known as the Spear Kick. One of the best abilities on the spear. This thing absolutely deletes people. Return of Jangar. This is the only spear ability that has a CC on it, but it's way down the line, so you don't really want that skill. Hurricane's Edge is a fantastic ability for spear. It actually does slashing damage. I know I said all of them do piercing damage, which isn't fully true. Gungnir's Greeting here. This is a decent one you can replace Lugh's March for if you want to get rid of the CC removal. But also right here you have Dragon's Roar. This is the bread and butter of spear right here for the ultimate. This thing just absolutely kills heroes with a quickness. You can use it to combo in all sorts of ways, which we're going to go over in a little while as well. This is the other ultimate called Heaven's Fury. Don't bother with this one. It looks really good on paper. It has a bunch of damage, but no one is ever going to stand there long enough in order for you to hit them that many times, because they can roll dodge out of it and all that stuff. For skills that I use personally on spear, we have Lugh's March here, the Spear Kick, Conqueror's Gift, and then we also have Hurricane's Edge, which is fantastic for unit clearing and finishing off heroes. And then the Dragon's Roar, like I said, the ultimate. That's the ultimate you want to use right here. It just absolutely whoops people. In place of Hurricane's Edge or Lugh's March, you can put Gungnir's Greeting. It's good because it goes through shields and stuff, but then you don't have a CC removal, and oftentimes I realize that gets me killed. So other than that, I'm going to go into a few clips here of each of these skills being used, and then we're going to get into some gameplay later on that I'm just going to commentate over and just show my, just try to describe my mindset in a siege situation so that you can get a better understanding of how I play spear. The first ability I'm going to show you here is Lugh's March, which I primarily use as CC removal. It can also be used as a damaging ability, but you really want to save it for the most part just for like breaking CC, or you know, if you need to finish a hero off and you have no other skills up, you can do that. It's really good for that. But primarily right here, as you see this Maul, he dismounts me and stuns me. And because it was a concussed or dazed, which is two different types of CCs in the game that the Lugh's March can break, what I did was right as he hit me, I hit my Lugh's March, it got me up, and I didn't even go through the whole ability because you can do this. What you do is when you are stunned and you hit your Lugh's March, you immediately dodge roll to get out of the way. So you like hit Lugh's March, dodge roll, and you can actually animation cancel the Lugh's March so that the enemy doesn't have any time to react to you just breaking their CC. So in this case, I got away from that Maul because I used my Lugh's March followed by a dodge roll to get away. Next up here, guys, for abilities is going to be the Spear Kick that we're going to go over here. Here I was attacking on Sun City. I was off of my horse, which was really dangerous for a spear. You always want to be on your horse as a spear. I get in here, I start doing some damage to this guy, and see, I finish him off with the Spear Kick. You can use pretty much all these spear abilities for a finisher, but the best finisher for the spear is bar none going to be the Spear Kick. just because it is like the only melee weapon in the game that gets a ranged ability added to it, and is why I also love spear so much. See right here, I didn't use it to finish this guy, but I used it to hit him in the back because I saw his back turn to me, and then I was able to finish him off with the combination of my cavalry and the Lugh's march ability. So that's how you're going to want to use the spear kick. And one more thing to add about the spear kick is that it can recover from CC as well. It removes dazed effects, so that can be used in a cheeky way as well to get you back up on your feet. Next, we're going to go into Hurricane's Edge. Okay, so Hurricane's Edge here, as you can see here, I was defending White Elk Fort. I was up at the supply point. And this Maul was, turning his back to me, trying to kill my cavalry. And what I did right there is I walked right up to them, because that's all you can really do with Hurricane's Edge, is you kind of have to walk up to the enemy and then hit it. And what it is, it's a really good unit clearing ability. So if you get a bunch of units around you, you hit your Hurricane's Edge. And what it does is it has a big AoE damaging effect, so you can hit a lot of units and heroes at the same time. And the more units and heroes that you hit with Hurricane's Edge, you get a defense buff that increases your armor by 20% and reduces the damage you take by 20%. This same buff also gets applied by Lugh's March, so if you have those two abilities equipped, you can actually keep this buff up pretty much 100% of the time that you are off your horse, because when you're off your horse as a spear, that is when you are most vulnerable. And you can use the Hurricane's Edge for the unit clear, like I said, but you can also use it like this to finish off a hero, because it staggers with every single hit, and it can be a very great way to kill a hero at low health, because they can't really do anything about it because they don't have enough health to react, and it kills them. And there's one other clip here I want to go over with Hurricane's Edge. So really quickly here, it was just a little clip on Hidden City defending. I was going up this poleaxe, I hit him with the spear poke into the spear kick, well, after the dismount, and then what I did was I ulted, but what happened was he got moved to the side either by a unit, or he did like a little half a dodge roll, and he was still in my area of effect for my Hurricane's Edge. So what I did was I just popped Hurricane's Edge. He was super low health already, and it finished him off. So now we're going to get into the ult here, Dragon's Roar. This thing hits like an absolute freight train. As you can see here, Violet Nyan, my lovely wife, was about to get killed by this glaive. I saved her by using the Spear Dismount, which is your Q ability, and right into the ultimate. So that's what you're typically going to want to use with the ultimate. You want to CC them with your dismount and then the ultimate so that they can't move. Because the ultimate, as I'll show you here in the next clip, is that it's very easy to miss this ultimate when your enemy can move. So only after using the dismount into the ultimate can you make the most out of it. And you can burst a hero from 100 to 0 in a split second with this ultimate if you use the a combination of the spear poke into a dismount into the ultimate, and it can turn a fight like that. Like, I mean, she was literally dead, like 100% dead, and I just dismounted into the ultimate, and the cavalry combined with that ultimately finished them off. One last clip here featuring Dragon's Roar is using it like off of your mount. So let's say your horse is dead, which is an often thing that happens on a spear because everybody is targeting your horse who is smart, because a spear off his horse is a very vulnerable thing. Because you don't have your mobility, which is your 2 ability on the horse, which I'm not really going to go over too much, but you basically just like, it's like a little spear charge that you can just cruise across enemies and stuff. I'll get into it in the gameplay later, kind of how to use that. But when it comes to like the ultimate off of your horse, you have to line it up really well, because you just go straight like that. There's no like AoE really. It is just like a pinpoint accurate ultimate, and you have to use it as such. And in this clip here, as you can see, I saw that the poleaxe was not going to move, so I used my ultimate, and that breaks their armor by 30%, so it reduces their armor. And then it just went to show where I used the jab throw and combined with a little dash attack, because you also get that in the spear where you just you start sprinting and then you left click, and that's a little dash attack, another little poke you can use from the ground there, and that is what finished him off there at the end. So one more ability we're going to go over before we get into some gameplay here is going to be your spear pokes, which is your mounted ability right click. So when you are on your mount, you are going to hit right click, and that is referred to as a spear poke. As you can see right here, I get on my horse, and this guy is low health. He's trying to get away. I give him 2 spear pokes and he dies, and then I spear poke this Maul in the back into the dismount into the spear kick. So the spear pokes are going to be like the primary damage that you use. because you can use spear pokes to kill units. You can use spear pokes to whittle down heroes to low health so that you can get them into that dismount, into ultimate area of health where they're going to die after you use it. Spear pokes can be used just to kill heroes, kill low health heroes. You can actually use your number 2 ability there, the charge, into a spear poke to close the distance. Or you can also use it to dismount. But yeah, your spear pokes are going to be probably, about, over 50% of your damage as a spear, because you're going to want to stay on your horse, pretty much 100% of the time if you can, unless you are going to dismount and use your combo. And then right after you combo, get back up on your horse if it is not dead, and cruise away, because that spear itself is a very mobile class, and you want to use it as such. It's not super tanky. It is when it has that buff up, but you want to be on that horse most of the time. So now we're going to get into some general gameplay, just some sieges that I'm going to talk over, just kind of like my mindset as I'm playing the weapon. Not really like, oh, you have to do this, you have to do that. We're just going to go over my mindset and how my mind is thinking when I'm playing spear in these situations. So here we're attacking on Sun City. We're at the home point now, and usually at this point, you generally win the game pretty fast, but the enemy sometimes puts a strong hold here. As you can see, I brought my Lugh's ranges in here, and I hit my Devastate ability. I charged in there with my spear charge. There's this poleaxe here. I go into the dismount, into the spear kick, into the ultimate to finish him off. And I'm just really trying to get this push going here, trying to get my teammates to come with me. I had a 5-stack of my Echo Brothers, so we were doing really good here. I used the charge there, my Lugh's Rangers. I'm just going around the point here, just trying to, get a feel for the situation. Try to poke these cavalry, because the spear poke's actually really good for that too. My Lugh's Rangers are almost dead, so right here is where I want to show you how I relied on my spear weapon basically only in order to secure some good kills here. There was a short sword going to point. I used my spear charge to get the mobility in there into the dismount, and then spear kicked him to kill him. He could have stalled the point for a very long time. This other spear here, he might be going to get some units. I want to make sure he doesn't get the chance to do that. I killed his horse with my spear pokes and then into the spear kick to finish him off. And then right here, I think we basically have the fight won. There's a short bow going to point. Spear poked him, and he goes down in one spear poke. There's a couple more enemies left here. There's a spear rushing to point. I hit him with the dismount into the ultimate here. There's a dual blade that pops up out of nowhere. I go into the Hurricane's Edge and start staggering all of them. Immediately, like I said before, get up on my horse, kill that spear, and then that guy goes down and we win the game. Guys, if you made it this far, thank you so much for watching. I had so much fun making this video. I encourage y'all to join my Discord. A link will be down below in the video description. And also, I would like your feedback. Since this is my first weapon guide I've ever made, try not to judge me too bad on it. I hope it was helpful, and I hope it had all the details that you possibly needed to master the spear weapon so you can start yeeting people to death with the spear yourselves. But in the comments down below, I would really like y'all's feedback, so put in the comments down below. And after liking the video and subscribing to the channel, if you would, that would be very, very kind of you. Thank you very much. But just put down below in the comments if any feedback you have. If I could add some things, if I could remove some things. I would like to get all your feedback on that so that I can tweak these videos to the best of my ability to be the best for you, because you guys are the most important thing to me. Thank you very much. And if you found this video helpful, be sure to like and subscribe. There's going to be a hell of a lot more of these in the future. Thank you, people. I love you. Have a good one.